So the uphill fight to save the Showbox begins. I used to go to shows at the Showbox, so let's see what's going on here. When Jay Middleton put a petition on change.org Wednesday calling for the protection of downtown Seattle's Showbox Theater, he didn't expect many people to sign it. So what's going on with the Showbox? What do you mean protection? I thought like a few hundred would sign it. I didn't talk to any of my media or radio connections. I just let it be organic. By all accounts, his petition to make the nearly 80-year-old venue a historic landmark had well over 60,000 signatures by Friday afternoon. Death Cab for Cutie and Malcolm Moore posted links to the petition on Twitter. Meanwhile, local politicians also expressed support for the venue, including King County Executive Dow Constantine, who wrote on Facebook that we should not tolerate losing places like this. We will not. The fight to say, okay, so it is facing some flack here. It is in danger. First, it wasn't clear that it was in danger, and I was like, did they just do this just as a preemptive measure? Which I would still be for, by the way. But it looks like that's not what this is. The fight to save the storied theater from a developer's wrecking ball has begun. It's going to be an uphill battle. That doesn't mean the theater's fate has been sealed. As I wrote after news broke on Wednesday, the city has not granted the developer or building or demolition permit. The building's developer, Vancouver's Omni Group, has filed an initial plan to raise the theater and put a 44-story, 100... Oh, of course! An apartment building. Ugh. So there's still plenty of public meetings and city decisions before a wrecking ball can take down the theater. But exactly how the theater can be preserved is not completely clear. So one of the options is if they can give it historic protection, mention it a historic landmark, and preserve it that way. So that's what this petition does. Interesting. I'm in 100% support. I mean, the Showbox is a legendary venue. That venue's been around for years and years. There's a lot of history behind that venue, and Seattle is more fortunate than a lot of other cities because a lot of those venues have been preserved by Sub Pop money, which in some ways is not the greatest thing in the world because, Sub Pop kind of got a little corporate as time went on, but they still put out great records, in my opinion. I think Sub Pop's still a fantastic label, and if they're going to use their money to preserve venues in the city, that's a good way to use your money, Do I get a weird feeling when I notice a Sub Pop store in the airport? Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm not necessarily against it. It's just a little weird. It's a little weird to see that. It's like, oh, this is a punk rock indie label, and it has a store in the airport right next to the, corporate news mart or whatever those newsstands are. I go in them all the time because I fly all the time, but I've never even noticed what they're called because I think they're Orwellian or weird. So let me see what you guys are saying about this. America tears down anything over 50 years old, it seems, and it's a shame. It's weird. Total bull, man. You got to keep that place. I agree. Daniel encourages everyone to sign the petition. Cool.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your